I got a fanny pack from the Wolf Pack. As I was in attendance for the 15-point win over the Memphis Grizzlies in Target Center, as the Wolves moved to 30-11 and 17-2 at home. A lot closer game throughout most of it than you would want to see against the Grizzlies, who were missing probably 4 of their 5 best players. The only one still there, Jaren Jackson Jr., who would have himself a night. Unstoppable scoring the basketball despite some really good defense being paid to him, and an insane Rudy Gobert game. He just felt like blocking everything in this one, even though Ed Malloy was determined to try to call all of those goaltends. However, not cats at the end of the game, which was strange. And we beat Ed Malloy in his Super Bowl as he tried to tear down the Timberwolves on national television, TNT game. And he had some bullshit calls. Both of our challenges were like reversing nonsense from him. And yeah, he's just like got the most unlikable face of probably any official, I feel like. But we don't need to talk about them more, really. Or them just swallowing their whistles entirely when Jaren Jackson Jr. had 5 fouls and just grabs Gobert's entire arm on the play. And they're just like, well, whatever. We don't need to talk about that. Let's talk about the actual game. Naz Reid had an insane stretch in the first quarter. So fun, building going nuts. 13 points in the first quarter, just making it rain 4 of 5 from deep. And his three-point shooting improvement in this year, I don't think I've even really mentioned how much better he's gotten from there. He's just about 40% from 3, and that is such a difference maker to have that many really great shooters, especially as big men, because Cat's 43% from 3 right now. And he wouldn't have a great performance in this one. Both he and Anthony Edwards were extremely quiet in the first half. Ant was 1 of 5 with 2 points and 2 turnovers, and was really just kind of passive, not looking to attack the basket, which was the case through almost all this game up until the closing stretches where he'd get a blow-by for a dunk to really close this one out. Also has his insane self alley-oop dunk, and Anthony Edwards is giving us some pure gold in the highlight realm right now. And it feels like it was an off game for him, or he just only really shows up in the second half, and he's still got, 27, 5 and 5 or so. The person who I wore the shirt for, this is the only guy I can't curse by wearing their shirt, Mike Conley. Also, he's had 3 great games in a row against Memphis now. First 2 ones being in Memphis, this one being at home. We've got 1 more at home against the Grizzlies, who no John Morant all year, so you'd hope we pull out the next one too. But Mike has been absolutely fantastic against them. Got to start calling them fourth quarter Conley. He's not only Minnesota Mike, he's also fourth quarter Conley, because it feels like his three-point shooting is always on point there. He has just the most devastating threes to a defense, and those would be hitting tonight as well. He was having some good drives, floaters, a little more offensive dynamicism. Don't think that's a word, but you understand what I mean. He brought that in this game. Also, like the stretches when we had Jaden McDaniels and Nickeil Alexander-Walker out there together, the defensive pressure from Nickeil was special, and it felt like he brought that all game long. I like having both of those dynamos on the defensive end out there together. Just seems like a terrorizing force for ball handlers to deal with. Although, even though Ant had a great second half, he was not the defensive dynamo that I'm speaking of in this game. It felt like his defensive pressure the last couple games has been pretty lax, and he's often going for those gambles where he's trying to steal by going behind the defender and see if he can poke that ball away, and he hasn't been getting them either. So I was pretty discouraged by his defensive effort through a lot of this. I wonder if there's some ailments that he's having, or that he's not feeling exactly right physically, although there was nothing on the injury report this time around. But just something to monitor, although he keeps stepping up in other ways, and it feels like he's just kind of, what's the phrase, like biding his time until he needs to turn up, and then he does, and he gives us what we need, and we get dubs. And so how much can we really complain? Not much. I feel blessed to have Anthony Edwards, so maybe I should just zip it. Sorry about it. I don't know. That was fun. We should have probably won by war. We probably should have put them away earlier. And that's kind of the story against the Pistons last night too, but also a back-to-back. And we did have to travel back to Minnesota. So, I don't know. That was fun. That was a good game. Not much more to add. Let's go, Wolves. We need better chants. That's one thing in Target Center. Like, our only chants are let's go, Wolves, and defense. And that's it. That's all we got. We got to improve that. The Rudy chant should be something we can get down really easy. Work on that, people in Arena. And additionally, love the new KG video where he just tells everyone in the fourth quarter to get their ass up, get to work, get loud. And I was certainly hyped when I saw that. There are some in-arena tweaks that could be made, but Target Center's a problem now. It's a lot of fun. And support your team. We got one this year. Hell yeah.